Hi there, and welcome back to Volume 2 of my series for all of the boutique labels that I collect as far as movies. In the first volume, we went over stuff like 88 Films, Arrow Video, we went over Blue Underground, Code Red, and ended with Criterion. So there are still quite a few left. That was the first volume, and we only got to the letter C, so there's still a lot more to collect. And let's get into Volume 2. So Volume 2, we're going to start with a brand called Cult Epics. And for Cult Epics, I would recommend picking up Angst. This is an Austrian, Polish movie that is based on a real-life triple murder. That is a rather disturbing movie, but one that I think a lot more people need to see. This is one that sticks with you for quite some time. The original release came with a slipcover. I'm not sure if they do anymore. They don't release a lot of information on that, but it also came with a pretty sizable book on the inside. Here is the inside cover art. This is just one that, again, I think a lot more people need to see. The next label is one that has been picking up some steam in the last year or so. They've only put out, I believe, 4 or 5 titles so far, but that is Culture Shock Releasing. And I'm going to share Creep Tales. This is a horror anthology, and they are mostly putting out DVDs so far. They've only released one Blu-ray, I believe. Here's the interior art. A lot of their stuff was shot on video that they're putting out, so it's not going to look any better on high def, so they're only releasing Blu-rays. But what's cool is they do release little bundles for each of their titles that come with things like enamel pins. I believe Creep Tales came with a cassette tape with 1 or 2 of the tracks from the movie. Really good stuff. Next one is a UK label, and that is Curzon Artificial Eye. This is their release of The Handmaiden. I primarily suggest this one because it is obviously a really nice release. It is the special edition, as you see there, but The Handmaiden, the release that came out from, I believe, Shout Factory in the US, is out of print and goes for insane money, like $250 on eBay. Don't pay that. You can get this from Orbit DVD for like 25 bucks usually. They're still getting this copy in. This does have the theatrical cut and the extended cut. Lots of really good information in this, lots of special features. Really beautiful release there. The next label is another one just like Code Red, and they are actually associated a little bit. That is quite controversial, to say the least, and that is Dark Force Entertainment. They have put out quite a few releases. They've got some drive-in double features, but one I will suggest is their copy of Freeway 2. This is Confessions of a Trick Baby, starring Natasha Lyonne and Vincent Gallo. Not a lot to say here. They've got some good titles, but a lot of their stuff, it just gets drowned out by their overwhelmingly negative social media presence. And I know that's odd to say, but it is something to keep in mind. We'll talk about that in an upcoming guide for them. The next one, this is technically not from the boutique label, but Diabolic DVD has gotten in the slipcover game on a few things. So they released Witching and Bitching. This is in conjunction with IFC Midnight. This slipcover is very similar to a Vinegar Syndrome slipcover. It is nice and thick, as you can see there. But I highly suggest picking up this movie. This is Alex de la Iglesia. Really fun film. All of his movies are a blast to watch. He also had a TV show recently, I believe on HBO or Cinemax, something like that. But this title, all of them that he has put out are really good. Severin has a couple of his in 4K that I definitely suggest picking up. The next one is one I'm going to be putting a video out on soon, and that is the Disney Movie Club. They've got exclusives like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in Blu-ray. The only place that you can buy this on Blu-ray is the Disney Movie Club, as it says on the top of the back cover there. And when they release some of these on Blu-ray that are not available anywhere else on Blu, it is a huge step up in quality. So the DVD for this looks absolutely awful. It is hard to make out any sort of detail. It looks like trash, but this is a big step up and a really nice release. They've put out a lot of other releases like Holes, the Mighty Ducks movies. There are quite a few that are still exclusive to the Disney Movie Clubs. I'm going to have a link below, if you're not a member, that you can click on. That is a referral link for me that will help me and help you get a couple extra titles. But pretty soon, in the upcoming couple months, I'm going to be putting out a complete guide on how to join the Disney Movie Club, how to make the best of it, how to make use of the money that you're putting in, and cancel and rejoin again so that you can get as many as you can for the least amount of money. Disney Movie Club, highly recommend that. Kind of funny to follow up the super wholesome family Disney Movie Club with this, but this is Distrib Pics. They put out some adult movies primarily, and one of their best releases is Fantasex. This is a Cecil Howard movie. The artwork on this is iconic. This was seen back on 42nd Street, New York, back in the day. Really good release. All of their releases seem to be coming as limited edition releases with the slipcover still, but there is a lot in here as well. Can't show all of it because there's some nudity, but they've got a lot of goodies just stacked into this Blu-ray release. Regular Blu-ray case, a lot of information in it. Highly suggest checking out Distrib Pics, and here is a little promo card with some of their other releases on there. Hope you can make that out. That is Distrib Pics. They are also known sometimes as Command Video. It's one of those odd situations where they have just this interchangeable name. Kind of depends on where you're clicking, what they're going by. But that is Command Video and Distrib Pics. The next one, unfortunately, is not even a company anymore, but I highly suggest looking at some of the back catalog of this label, and that is Drafthouse Films. Drafthouse Films is a little side project for the Drafthouse, the Alamo Drafthouse movie theater chain. I believe there was only 5 or 8 of those across the U.S., and even a couple of those have shuttered since COVID, but one of their best releases, in my opinion, is I Declare War. This movie does not get talked about enough. This is a movie about a bunch of kids that are in a forest, imagining that they are playing like a game of Capture the Flag, and when they're imagining what they're doing, we get to see everything that's happening. So if they're imagining that they have a gun, we get to see them shoot the gun and actually hit somebody. But it goes a lot deeper than that. It's hard to explain without actually seeing it. But Drafthouse Films, they do have spine numbers on their releases. They are generally full of special features, really nice, really eclectic titles that they've put out. I Declare War. If you can't find it on Amazon, I believe I found this copy on eBay for rather cheap. Not super expensive yet. Alright, the next two are linked in some ways. They do work together. They come from the same storefront, but they are actually two different labels, so I'm going to list them as such. The first that we're going to go over is Dread. They are related to the website Dread Central. The release I'm going to highlight is Benny Loves You. This is a movie that is basically Child's Play linked with like Stuart Gordon's Dolls. This movie is fucking amazing, and nobody is talking about this, and it just came out, I believe, earlier this year. Really great. There is some CGI, but a lot of this is done with high quality practical effects. Really good gore, hilarious movie. I believe the cover that most people will see online is this one, and it can still be bought for very cheap. I believe Orbit DVD has it for like $14.99. It was available on Diabolic and Grindhouse as well, but I believe they are both sold out, at least at the time that I'm posting this video. All of Dread's releases have been numbered on their spine. They are currently up to, I believe they're up to like 35, 36, with a couple more already announced, and there seems to be no sign of them slowing down. So if you're interested in some indie, low to no budget horror, but really well done, like high quality shot, pretty decent acting, I would look into Dread Pictures. The title that they're most known for is Terrifier. They're the ones that made Terrifier a big, well-known title. And associated with Dread Pictures, and usually the website that you will go to, is the namesake for this label, and that is Epic Pictures. And I chose this mostly just for the title, but it's a really good movie. You just kind of got to see it to believe it. This is Butt Boy. Butt Boy is on the back here. It says, Detective Fox loves work and alcohol. After he goes to AA, his sponsor, Chip, becomes the main suspect of his investigation for a missing kid. Fox believes people are disappearing up Chip's butt. You gotta watch this. This movie is something special. As far as the Dread Pictures label goes, There are no spine numbers. There are usually very few special features. This one has some behind the scenes, commentary, trailer. Packaging is so-so, nothing really special about it, but they put out some fun movies that otherwise would not get a release. So check out Epic Pictures. And that is it for Volume 2 of all of the boutique labels that I collect. Somehow we only got to the letter E, and I still have many more to go, so check for the third volume coming up here soon. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on Movie's weekly live news video every Thursday night to talk about upcoming releases, announcements, other things that are going on in the community, and just have some hangout time. So from one collector to all of you, have a good night.